I am more than happy to be here today. I'm happy because I've got one of the most interesting, special people that I've ever met who understands the life that Terry and I live because he's lived it. And this is Dona Timm. And I'm here today with so many notes because my guest of honor is the smartest person I know in real estate. So I want to introduce you to him properly. So let's tell everybody who you are.
Hey, Donna, thanks for having me. Masood Atala, the regional vice president here in Texas for Coldwell Banker.
And that's a big deal, y'all. It is to me because I started with Coldwell Banker 100 years ago. I was Rookie of the Year. And then I had a wonderful journey, and I got to see what other companies and other real estate climates were like. And now I get to end my career because I'm going nowhere. I've painted the office. I've hung art. I've got him with Coldwell Banker. And we're Coldwell Banker parent company. We're the big company. We're the non-franchise branch of Coldwell Banker, which makes a difference in how a real estate agent can relate to her job, dig in for questions, have attorneys that can be accessed easily. And so having my regional vice president here, he's had a long journey getting here also. So why don't we talk about how you got here from being a college coach for football. See, athletes and cheerleaders make really good real estate people for you because we have a service mentality and we have the ability to see things in other people that they might not see in themselves. So tell me about when you were a college football coach and how by accident you got involved in real estate, because I know a little bit about his story. And look at the notes. Look at the books. I mean, I know he knows so much that I didn't want to miss a beat. So tell us a little bit how you started.
So it's a funny story. Thank you for the intro. I actually got into leadership in real estate while I was on the football field. I was coaching a small Division I program in just outside of Boston, Massachusetts. And my phone rang. I had been selling real estate for Coldwell Banker Realty, and my phone rang, and I recognized the number as our headquarters. Back in the days, we used to have a corporate headquarters, and it was the president of our company, and she said, "Hey, Masood, we've seen
Was this like a local city, or was this national big Coldwell Banker?
The big Coldwell Banker. Anything Coldwell Banker Realty is the company.
Okay,
It's
so it wasn't
that's the
a
company-owned
branch
shop.
office, and you're already selling real estate on the side while you're coaching football for a college football team.
Exactly.
So, okay, now we have a multitasker. Take note. Okay, go ahead.
So I'd been. I was at practice. I saw the corporate headquarters number come up, and I worked with a great head coach, a guy named Rob Talley. I think he's out at Chico State now in California. And I told him, "Hey, coach, I've got to take this call." And he was very understanding of my situation. I was working full-time and coaching full-time. Coaching college football, it's an 80-hour-a-week job.
Were you married and have family at that time?
I was.
Multitasking number 2, you can be a great realtor, be a coach, be married, and have kids. Check mark,
yes.
check mark. I did the same thing.
Now,
Go ahead.
who you marry is very important also, right? I had a very understanding wife.
She must have been.
Yes, she is.
As
still
startling
is,
as you
still
are
is.
and as smart. So go ahead. You see this number come up.
Coach let me take my call. I ran under the bleachers, and it was the president of our company at the time. Her name was Pat Villani. Wonderful, wonderful lady.
What year was this?
I think it was 2008 or 2009.
Okay, so we know what real estate and the economy was like that year.
Yes.
Because
yes.
I was doing it too. It was like this year, sort of.
Yeah, and back then, remember, everybody was in the office all the time. I was always, you talked about athletes, and how they impact real estate. They also impact the culture within an office, right? And I'm all about team. I love the thought, the philosophy of team, bringing people together. And I was always kind of there for the other agents in my office. I'd probably been in 2009, I'd been selling for about 9 years. So I'd seen a peak and a little bit of a valley in the real estate market. And I was always ready to help other agents in our office. So they took note of that. They understood my coaching background and said, "Hey, how about you come coach another?"
So this is the call.
Yeah.
So,
She said, "How about you come coach another sport? We want you to coach some real estate and be a leader in our Tewksbury, Massachusetts office." And my response was pretty interesting. I said, "Pat, I have never heard of Tewksbury, Massachusetts."
Check mark.
Yeah.
Now the whole world knows. Is it a city?
It's a small town surrounded by a couple larger cities, and but it was 72 miles away from my home.
Uh-oh.
I took the job because I realized it was a passion of mine, and I knew it would lead to other opportunities for me.
Did you have to give up coaching?
No, they let me finish out the season.
Okay.
So I was able to finish out that season, and then I stepped back and got into. I went back to a high school coaching role, which I could juggle while leading an office. And of course, you know how important it is in our industry to be involved in community, right? And that allowed me to be involved in community.
So you're in this small town, and you're going to coach who and what and how many? What was your role, and where did it take you?
Yeah,
because I know where it took him, so I want you to hear this, because this is one reason that we're so lucky to have Coach manage our company. We're different than all the other real estate companies in this metroplex. Because of him, I've been at the other places. I understand the Gucci shoes that don't ever touch the ground in other places. And we've got a guy that's running our company in tennis shoes ready to run with me. So go ahead. Show me your shoes.
Listen,
by the way, what do you have on your feet today?
I do have tennis shoes
There
on.
you go, y'all. I mean, come on. We're the real deal. I'm bringing you the real deal. So go ahead.
Yeah, and listen, that's not a me thing. That's company-wide. I think that's our philosophy.
It
right?
is.
Right. We want to take our agents wherever they want to go.
So, hey, trademark that. I want to take my clients wherever they need to move.
That's
transferable concepts that permeate through the leadership of this company. And I'm just a realtor, but I feel like I'm in leadership of this company because they make us feel that way.
Yeah,
And
all of our agents are leadership, right? And people introduce me as all kinds of things, and when they say boss,
darling,
father. No, they always say boss, and I always refer to my agents, my realtors, as the boss.
Oh, well, that's interesting. So you're in this small town, and you're coaching a handful of people.
Yeah, I think when I got in,
you probably learned a lot because
I definitely did.
When you're in a small town, everybody knows everybody and everybody knows the needs, but a lot of times it's not transferable. So where'd you go from there?
It was I was in that office for about 2 years. It was
75 miles every day.
Yeah, each way.
I know.
Each way. I'd leave my house at 5. There was a gym right next door to the office.
Today you get a gas allowance.
Yeah, right. I'd drive through the city. It was on the other side of the city. And city of Boston, and get in early, go to the gym just to beat traffic, and then into the office by 8:15 every day.
And then what did Coldwell Banker say to you after you coached these people that you still keep up with, I'm sure?
Oh, I do. So they moved me to a second office, a little bit closer. They said, "Hey, you've done a good job there. This is like, look at it. You look at it as a promotion." I went from an office with 60 or 70 salespeople.
In a town of 80. Go ahead.
Yeah, right. To an office of maybe 150, 120 salespeople, and a little bit closer. And then I ended up actually managing both of those offices because they had gone through a couple other managers that had replaced me, and they asked me to come keep an eye on the shop while.
And then where'd you go? He went big, y'all.
Yeah, so it took a couple. There were a couple more steps. I ended up in the city. I had managed a total of 5 or 6 different offices in the Boston market. I eventually got into the city and in the surroundings, and then in 2019, I was asked to take the role of regional vice president of Atlanta.
And that's a big city with a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, we had.
And he moved his family there and uprooting, so he understands relocation. So all of you that are thinking about moving, there's a reason you need to call Dona Timm at Coldwell Banker at 972-333-3370. And if I'm not available, call Masood. What's your number?
Please do. 508-958-7076. I still get my Boston number.
I know. So I'm serious. That's the kind of people we are. So after Boston, after 5 offices, tell them what happened next, because I know.
So we got down to Atlanta in 2019. Really interesting time. COVID hit just 5 or 6 months later. So talk about being out of place, right? We got down there, didn't really have a great opportunity to get to know everybody in person. I'm glad I had the 5 or 6 months because we were all sent home shortly after.
That changed real estate from my perspective totally. Houses had different needs. I mean, we're going to talk about trends. So we're going to go into what the trend is today, what my age group buyer, how he bought versus what your son is buying today, and the huge transfer of wealth and how we're helping our kids and what priorities are. So we're going to get to that because I think that's really interesting. And Coldwell Banker writes that book called The Trends, and it's the Wealth Engine book, and I'm going to show you a copy of it. But from Atlanta, and I loved COVID.
I want to jump in there. We wrote the book, but you live it every day. So who knows what your clients need better than you?
Well, it's sometimes interesting, though, to see a big picture. And Coldwell Banker, by the way,
Listen,
I just got a new watch band for Mother's Day.
Podcast is working. You gave out your number, people are calling.
Oh, it is. It is a person calling me. And we're going to be able to have a chat room on this show later. We're going to set it up. But once again, if you have some questions, be sure to call me. It's 972-333-3370. And I'm going to call you back. So thank you for your text. Anyhow, you went much bigger. But see, this is the level of experience that we've got in our company that today you cannot, you have to buy a culture. Things are moving so fast, we really don't have time. Some of these startups, some of these new agents, if you want to fast forward, you need to get with a company that has this kind of culture, that has this kind of leadership, because I know what it means. Yeah. So where did you go? How big did you get?
Yeah, so quickly over 4 years, we grew that. We grew the Atlanta market from about 700 or 800 agents to over 1,400 agents in just 4 years. From there, I went on and became the senior vice president of global growth and franchise development.
Okay. Coldwell Banker parent company we're big, and I'm at parent, but everybody wanted to be part of Coldwell Banker, so it franchised very effectively. And we have some of the finest franchise leadership in the entire world. And I know in Dallas we have Coldwell Banker franchise organization with maybe 20 different storefronts. Yep. And it is an outstanding company. Leadership in that company is great. The owner's son is one of the corporate attorneys. One of our previous managers for years is now a lead manager in that company. We might change hats, but we stay with the parent name because it's very solid. So you went globally and senior VP. Where were you?
Yeah,
Where'd you go?
Yeah, so I mean, I got to see all parts of the country that I had never been to, meet with franchisees, I never would have met.
That's another call. I can't stop my watch, but I can hang up. Go ahead.
That all bleed blue, right? And believe in our brand and what we offer, right? 120 something years of service, that's a long time.
So you were in California. Did you go to Oregon?
Regularly.
Did you go to Wyoming?
All of them.
Did you go to Montana?
All of them.
Okay.
Actually, the Montana trip was one of my favorite because my daughter was on break and I took her with me. She's big into hiking.
People love Montana, you guys.
It's
I have a
unbelievable.
client right now in Dallas, and he's going to come speak because he has helped during the transition of Coldwell Banker when we went to all these new contracts and legal documents. And he is the lead mediator for Dallas County, and he's an expert on that. But when we went to our new contracts, and I've been his realtor on 5 houses, I had him come explain for free and question and answers about what these new contracts meant. So they're buying a big house in Montana right now. They've already had 2 other houses there. It's like gorgeous.
I got to give you a plug here. So we've got great affiliates in Montana that Dona,
they're using a Coldwell Banker
that Dona can refer to any, and she can refer anywhere in the country.
Listen, we're getting ready to go to Annapolis next week, Terry and I. We're bringing this is a side note because you have to listen. We're bringing all of our family up there because our grandson is graduating the U.S. Naval Academy. My husband was a Navy person too. And I believe in so many people we're going to meet internationally whose children are graduating the academy that I've ordered 20 of these trend books because they're going to be coming from all over the country. And we are staying in a big duplex right on the grounds because one of our daughters, she's a mile-a-minute person, and she's been all of our kids are athletes, so I can relate. And the people that I meet, I know these beautiful young men and women graduating are going to be scattered all over the country. I know they're going to need help in renting a house or buying a house in Pensacola or going to submarine school in Charleston. And we're going to have networks. I'm going to have a list of all of our networks, all of my global luxury agents in all of these cities. I've also asked Country Clubs of America to list all the places we have reciprocal country clubs because we can help these kids get a free meal or maybe have a free golf program and play golf one day. So we're working on that. And that's what this company, we're more than just, I'm going to sell you a house today and never see you again, people.
Yep.
So all over the world, one quick question. Was there one kind of common thread between all the realtors that you saw that really created a good agent? Was there something, or give me a couple of things?
So I'll tell you.
Because you met people from all over. Your picture's much bigger than just the local people here.
I mean, I was overseas. I spent time in Dubai with our affiliates.
Are you serious?
With our affiliates in Dubai.
How can I get that job? I've got lots of. I'm a good traveler and I got a passport. So I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You went to Dubai.
I did.
And what'd you do there?
So I worked with our affiliate there, just to help them. They want to expand and grow their affiliate network. So we have what we call a master franchise. They are, I believe they're a mega master, so they own the rights to the entire Middle East. And
really?
They franchise throughout. So they buy a franchise from Coldwell Banker, and then they franchise out.
So they have a master, and they've got under their mastership. What countries are under them?
Everything in the Middle East, really. I know they were looking to their most recent expansion is in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
But throughout, I believe Morocco.
I've been there. I should have known. Go ahead.
All the Gulf countries.
Okay.
Like I know Oman was a big one on their list. Lebanon.
Can you give me a foreign assignment? Seriously. I'll tell you a side note also, and you can call us about that. We are from Dallas, Terry and I. We're both from big families here. And my dad and his brother and my two brothers, they all helped build the law schools at SMU, and my cousin's a judge. And so my uncle's partner, I won't mention his name, but we see him all the time, and you met him at our party. He went to Dubai and helped write the real estate laws in Dubai. Because when Dubai was coming out of the ground and creating the master plans, they did not have real estate laws intact. And he lived there for a couple of years. So that would be a fun dinner party for you, wouldn't it?
Sure thing.
Yeah.
So in those countries, the reason there's so much expansion there, their laws have changed. They're allowing foreigners to buy in those areas now. So there's quite a bit of demand. So,
and that's another thing in our trends book. There is a new breed of buyers that are really considering locations. They're not just saying, I want to live in Dallas or Montana or wherever. They're looking at multiple options of where they want their primary residence to be. I've got somebody right now that left for Portugal. They're going to look at houses over there. Yep. Somebody said, Terry, and Donna, you should go buy something in Tuscany. And I thought, And the value over there is, and the dollar's strong.
I just read an article yesterday about Portugal.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Well, so call me and let me help connect you internationally with where you might want to go or where you might want to look at houses. We have that capacity between the two of us to know, especially since I've got boots on the ground right at this table, that firsthand. And lucky for us, Terry and I have traveled all over the world. So we've been to Cairo. We've been to El Aliman. We've been all over Europe. We just got back from climbing inside of Gibraltar, which is one of the most interesting places inside the caves of Gibraltar, right there on the coast. And so,
yeah, quick example, right? I've got an agent, a Dallas agent. He's with us at CB Realty here in Dallas. He was going to Spain for a wedding and wants to get licensed in Spain. So I connected him with our affiliate in Spain, and he went toward their offices and is getting licensed.
How interesting is that? It's probably easier than getting licensed in California.
I don't know.
That's hard. I've had friends that have tried that. So back to why we're here. And that's a little bit about how interesting and easy and the depth of our friendship within this company, because I think it's really important that we talk about what's important to a seller, what's important to a buyer, what's important to this company, and why I am here thinking you really need to access a realtor that knows what they're doing, because realtors today have a different title and a different knowledge. And if you find one, and you need to interview, don't just call me. Interview my competition and see what your comfort level is. See who fits into your personality and your strategy. I mean, we've got a lot of experience in this company that is very valuable to a certain type of person. We're almost like strategic planners. We understand when you're leaving what it takes. We have a book. I even outlined it. It's called The Seller's Book. And it's like a Bible that I will give you. I have hundreds of these in my office. I've outlined them. One of the most interesting things in this book that I outlined was, what do you do with your pet? I didn't know that. Our pet's long gone. But I've got two daughters whose dogs are on their last leg. And when you're moving, what do you need to do for your pet? I mean, we've got a whole list of things what to do for your pet. Let me just tell you what some of them are. It's like shocking to me, because our little pet, we'd feed you when we'd get home, and that would be about the end of it. But today, when you're moving, you need to update their tags, everybody, if you're moving. Update their dog tags so they know where, if they run away and you're in your new house, somebody can call you. Another thing, get your vet records. Have them with you. Every time I talk to one of my kids, oh, I'm picking up my dog's medicine. Their dogs take more medicine than Terry and I. It's crazy. Another thing, you got to take time for packing, because I didn't know this, but dogs get nervous. So you need to bring your boxes in early so they don't get nervous and see all these people rushing into their house. So get your box in and start packing early. Then, this is another thing. You have to stop regularly if you're driving your pet somewhere. It's even worse than having an aged parent in the car. You need to stop for pet stops. My daughter was driving from Florida to D.C. all the time, and she'd call me from Buc-ee's because she had to have a pet stop, and feed the dog. I said, what are you doing? Oh, I'm feeding River, the dog. It was like, oh my God, isn't it storming outside? No, I need to have a pet stop. And then it says when you move, lay out your pet's essential. One of the first things for unpacking. And so I don't have a pet anymore. And my pet was a victim of the 80s and 90s, so they didn't get the special treatment. They had dog food.
Dogs are like kids now.
They had dog food. Shame on me. I called Marnie the other day. Where are you? Oh, I'm at some special store buying chicken. I said, what are you buying chicken for? You're having dinner at my house. Oh, I make chicken for the dog. If Terry knew this, he would go like, oh my gosh, everybody's crazy but us. Anyhow, back to, this is called the Home Seller's Guidebook, and there's several things in here if you're selling your house. You need an agent that understands and gets you ready, because Want to talk about what it takes to sell a house right now and what you're hearing and what kind of calls you get from unhappy sellers? I want to know.
Yeah,
Who's
so,
calling?
the first thing I'll say, right, like everybody...
Are you loving this?
This is great.
Okay,
Thanks
go
for
ahead.
having me again. Every seller wants an agent that's going to listen to them. But I'll say, it's more, you've got to listen, but you don't want an order taker. And there's a difference, right? The agent is the trust, has to be your trusted professional. If I go to the doctor, I don't tell the doctor what treatment I want. I get my diagnosis, I listen, he listens to me, he listens to what my problems are, and then we work out the solution, right? So many people want to tell their agent how to price the home or what they're willing to do or not willing to do in the property, right? And the agent needs to listen and then inform the client, and the client needs to be receptive to that. I think that's the best pairing between client and agent.
When I first started at Coldwell Banker, we had a training program, and they videoed us back then. And I was Rookie of the Year. And after they videoed us, we were so dumbfounded, and we looked so stupid that I learned in helping a seller to listen differently, talk to somebody like they're my long best friend. But we read a book. I read a book called I Hear What You're Saying, But I'm Not Listening. Very good book. It really, today there's versions of it that go on forever, but it plays into what you're saying exactly right now. A listing agent is different than a buyer's agent. A listing agent has to be more than just a coach. They need a lot of experience. I mean, it's all in my book of what a listing agent has to teach you and what to prepare you for. Terry and I, right now, there's hardly a listing right now that we're not redoing in the pre-owned market. 30% of the buyers today want a new home.
I saw your videos today, by the way. They were wonderful.
Oh, you did? Oh, thank you.
Very well done.
Well, Terry and I, when we take on a listing, studioUSA has been with Terry and I hope I said that right, Rick, for a change. We have created a relationship 5 years ago because I knew that putting a sign up was not just what sells homes.
A lot more than that.
It's a lot more than that. And we met Rick Davis, who is president and owner of studioUSA, and that's where we are today, having this, because he's expanded and grown as we have, but he's taught us a lot. And so we do walkthrough videos of our new homes and showing people the houses, but we also do videos of the before. I mean, Terry, right now, we have a listing where the yard was so awful that we had the owner over for breakfast. He had just got fined by his homeowners association. We talked to him about what the drive-up appeal. He is a very smart individual. He's out of the country right now. He wrote Terry a check. We have torn everything out of that front yard. Everything. We've done a video on it. Tomorrow, Terry is having the grass and the dirt brought in.
That's right.
But one of the little details in my book of how to make a house ready, and I laughed, it said, make sure you tell your seller to pull the weeds up in the driveway that's growing in between the cracks. I mean, it's so minute, but this book talks about...
You're talking about the minute, and I'm sorry to interrupt.
Details
right?
make the difference.
Yeah, and
you're not interrupting.
a lot of those details, right? A lot of those details sellers don't see, right?
They don't.
They're in that house every day. They don't notice those little things.
Let me just hit this really quick. Of the 4 houses we've just listed, 3 of them we've had to get all new carpet. So you've got to know an agent that can, it isn't up for random, go look at a carpet shop. They want you to know where to get the best price and who can put the carpet in and how they can get it bid and when we're ready. Because you know what? Terry taught me, you have to paint a house before you carpet it. There's an order to all of this. And this book is Getting Your Home Ready. Let's just start with windows and doors. Half of the houses have bad windows. You don't have to replace a whole window and pull it out. You can replace the glass that's broken before it gets there because, oh my gosh, you can't walk into a house and see a bunch of broken glass. Then you're thinking, well, what else is broken? And then in this great book that I'll be happy to give you, bathrooms. How hard is it to really clean the mold or recaulk the shower? You know, you need to tell them. You can't be afraid. You gotta have some kind of pest inspection. Clean your attic. Everybody has bugs in their attic, for gosh sake, or droppings. And there are some cultures that they will terminate a contract if they think there's rats in the attic. And I think the best of us have rats in the attic. So it's not exclusive to a price point. And then another thing, roof and gutters. Who knew? You got to inspect the chimney inside. If the mortar's broken or cracked, the one thing you want to do is preventative real estate. Inspectors have a job. They have to be in compliance. I just talked to an inspector yesterday that some inspectors nitpick a house to death. That's not the point of buying a pre-owned. But the point of a pre-owned is having an inspector that understands sound and safety.
Yep.
That's a sound and safety issue to remortar the inside of a cracked fireplace that you've had on all winter, because fire can get in between the cracks and nobody even knows that. Another thing that I think, we're real big on servicing the air conditioning and the heat and air. Change your filters. Get me a list of the service records. Just say that you've serviced them, because that is a big no-no for dirty filters or registers that, you know, sometimes the water collects in them and it's not mold, it's mildew, but you have registers with black residue on them. Oh my gosh, your buyer's going to run right out of your house.
Right.
And garages, how unglamorous they are. But my book tells you, at least pick up the junk, throw it away, and organize the junk that you have in it that you have to have. I mean, point taken.
The buyers in today's market, just today, right?
Yeah.
Specifically, more than ever, are looking for the shiny penny.
They are.
They don't want to. They don't want to have to come in and do work.
Well, get my trends book, because 30% of the buyers want new homes because they don't want to have to deal with somebody else's trash, you know? They want the shiny penny. What do you call the shiny penny? What are some of the high points? You get calls. Every company gets sued. Every company does their best to do diligent on inspections. But what are you seeing as some of the big mistakes or missing pieces from the sale of your house?
Yeah, so to your point, right? I think we have to advise our sellers on when
I'm not
to do
crying.
the things.
It's just like, oh my gosh.
Right. Maintenance is one thing, and then there's also what you're advising your clients to do is places where they can put $1 in and maybe get $1.50 or $2 back. Right. That's a good investment. Other things are just maintenance, and those things have to be done. Right.
It's true.
That's the difference.
I mean, another issue is get your roofer out there. Let's see what's going on. The lenders today have turned to 360 on all of us. They don't want to insure houses if your roof is more than 8 or 10 years old. There's nothing wrong with your roof. We just need to have a report in my file saying, I've had a roofer there. I have a personal roofer. And I have him go check. He walks roofs. He does a video. The roof is fine. I give that report to the inspector, who from down there will look up with a little glass and say, oh my gosh, I think your roof is bad. Your roof is probably not bad.
So I hear you saying it's better to be proactive than reactive.
Yeah, listen, that's part of the experience level. Call Dona Timm, 972-333-3370. Let's go into service, and let's go into luxury properties. This is from your $150,000 HUD home to your $5 million luxury home. I mean, everybody has the same thing in each house. It just depends on the degree, the location, the view, the size. Yep. Let's talk about that.
So what
do you
consider?
To you?
What do you consider luxury?
Well, before I met you, I thought luxury was a lot to do with location and view and amenities. And today's luxury buyer is totally done a 360, because today's luxury buyers want gardens. If you live up north, you want views and patios, you want water. We don't have that. Texas is flat. They want gyms. They want gardens, like I said. They want swimming pools. Up north, they want air conditioning. Down here, it's a given. The littlest house has air conditioning. So I thought luxury was that until I met you. And then tell them what you think luxury is added on top of that.
Yeah, so
because
it's
I
all of
loved
those
your go ahead.
Luxury is a service.
That's
and,
right.
And it expands across all price points, right? And that's what I think all of Coldwell Banker and all of Coldwell Banker agents are able to deliver. They
That's
should
what
be
we're
able to
trained
deliver.
on.
Yeah.
Tell them the special training and the tools we have for service.
We have classes on service, right? Both in office, we have remote learning opportunities as well. So there's so many different.
Have you ever found an agent that you thought not the right fit?
For us, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's not because of it's got nothing to do with their production level.
Correct.
Right? It's got
did you hear that? It has nothing to do with production. I mean,
right. We're pulling in a direction and our agents, we want to pull in the same direction with all of our agents. And, that's
if you are thinking about changing companies or if you're thinking about becoming a realtor, you should really sit and call the leadership of our company. They will tell you the truth. It's not for anybody and everybody. A little bit of background on me. I managed about 7 or 8 offices. I've walked in a lot of these shoes. I've recruited, and we should do a recruiting night just to come see who we are and what our offices look like. Even if you're an existing agent, we should have just an open house and see the comfort level of and the ease of the offices that we have. I mean, they're very comfortable. We have supply rooms with actual supplies in them. This is not a cheap company. I've been places where you couldn't get a pencil. Yes. Everything was locked up. I mean, I've got pencils, I've got paper clips, I've got folders. Nobody keeps score. Whether I'm the top agent, which I have been before, or whether this is a tough year and I'm busy listing and I don't have time to even do anything else, we've got stuff at our company.
I'm sorry, I chuckled a little bit because you're talking about pencils and paper clips, and I mean those things should be a given, but
they're not.
You've got a $1 billion tech stack. Like that's what you have. We've invested $1 billion in our technology.
Well, so. I figured it out on my own because I'm very grateful. A lot of real estate agents, and I was in the beginning of Ellen Terry and Betty Abio and Allie Beth. I mean, we all started with those books. We all started with the same, women didn't have the great opportunities of today. We didn't have computers. And it was interesting because I wrote a different hat. I wanted to be the educator. I took the route of grievance and ethics, and I took the legal route, and I was the HUD broker for the company at the time. And I still keep my HUD key because that meant there was a key that if you were the broker of record, this key opened all the government repossessed houses, and it was called the HUD key. And in my bathroom, hanging out of one of my fancy bottles on my dresser is my HUD key because it meant so much because we helped people that didn't have an opportunity. And I used to call my husband and say, do we have any money in the bank? Because I didn't know. And this girl just got a HUD house, and she was so excited she used her $1,000 to buy a washer and dryer instead of understanding it was for her down payment. And so Terry quickly went, we've taken a lot of little cash amounts to closing tables and said, here's your money, shut up. Because you could pay cash for a down payment, and back then it wasn't that much. And Terry picked her up, had $1,000 cash, because that was her down payment, if you could believe it. She was so happy she threw up all over the car, and she paid Terry back every penny, and she got her house.
That's what the industry's about, right? Like, isn't that what we're all doing? Just trying to help people?
So when we talk about service, I am in an office where even today, people know that we have a big background, Terry and I. And no question is stupid. But even some of the questions I hear are pretty stupid because I think, oh my gosh, how do you not know that? But they don't. And so we share. And we want to share our knowledge. And I really want you to call me if you're struggling right now, because I will share this one other quick note. In the mid-'90s, we had similar, and in the 2000s, we had an economy like we have now. Sales are down nationally from $5.5 billion to
$5 million to $3.5 million
of sales.
Yeah,
that's like 50% because people are scared. People don't know what direction we're going in our economy, and we've worked and lived through this before. But when I was managing these offices in Dallas, and you were all over the globe and in Dubai, there were so many people that got fired and downsized, and rules were changing. And so I had career nights with some of the other managers and airline pilots that had to retire at 60, or 45 to 50-year-old men with great MBA and time management backgrounds got laid off because the new breed of master's degree would come in, and they took the job for $20,000, and the old guy that was making $35,000 was replaced. So I got to build offices of a lot of men that came to career night that had what it really takes to be a good agent. They had service. They had time management. I think time management is one of the most important skills that you can have, because I was raised by a father who I adored. I was the eldest kid. He tutored me every night in math, so I did calculus. I had physics. I was an odd girl growing up because that was his favorite things, but I loved spending time with him. But before he passed away, and he ran big companies, I asked him, I said, what's the one thing, because I knew him really well, that you would pass on to me? And he said, Donna, here's the big secret. Call people back. Call people back. And so guess what? Terry will say to me, are you on that phone again? Well, sometimes I don't get to call people back till 10 o'clock. And I don't care if I text them. I'm calling you back by message because I don't want to wake you up, but I'm calling you back. Or, oh, I forgot, I've lost my mind. I know I said I'd call you back. I've gotten a lot of listings because people have called me and said, Donna, I've called 5 agents. You're the only one that answers the phone. It was like, we'll call you back.
It's an epidemic in our industry.
Huh?
It's an epidemic in our industry.
Talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, right? Like, just be responsive, and you could
How do you
mitigate
feel about
so
that?
many problems in any industry, right?
The reason I have him with me today, the reason Masood's here, not only was he a coach, but he has said to me many times, how can I help you? Oh my gosh. The only person that says that to me is my husband half the time. How can I help you? What do you need? And we ask our clients, how can I help you? What do you need? And oh, believe me, they tell us. Sure. They need painters. They need carpet. They need a plumber. One of the most successful clients I have last night, Donna, there's 5 gallons of water running through my house and I can't tell where it's coming from. Like, how do you even know that? Because she's plugged into the water company and she watches her meter, and there's some kind of program, and she sent me the email to tell me how to watch the water going through my house. Well, that's Terry's job. But you get these kind of calls.
Sure.
And I called Donna Timm, 972-333-3370.
She'll answer.
I have a general contractor who has crews. Oh, your watch, they're calling you. I gave them your number too. That I could call him and say, listen, you need to call my client. She knows it's not the sprinkler system, but we can't afford for this house to flood. It is a big house. Can you call her tonight and talk her down off the ledge and see if she needs to call an emergency plumber now or never? So we have people. And if I don't, I know you have people. I know that Coldwell Banker is getting ready to expand tremendously with new systems.
Yep.
And I'm thrilled about that, because one of the things I want to focus on this next year is I don't want you to sell your stock because it's too volatile. I don't want you to cash in a CD but I have to have you fix your house the way I want it in order to get you top dollar. And people will say to me, why do you always have to get top dollar? Because I think it's your equity. You live there. You deserve that. I don't deserve it. I don't need a fast sell, even though I'd like one. I'm going to try and price your house fairly, competitively, have it in prime shape, but at the top of the market for where you are. And if it doesn't sell, at least you won't come back at me and say you sold it, you listed it too cheap, because that's a problem. But one of the most important programs that Coldwell Banker has is called Revitalize. And I talked to our marketing department, thanks to you, because I don't need flyers. I don't need little things. I need a couple of things that I think at my level or my experience that Revitalize is a product, and it's special to Coldwell Banker, that if you need your yard done, if you need staging, if you need wallpapers, if you need appliances, can't be a roof, can't be foundation, but if you need those kind of items, no credit check, we will pay for this, and you can repay us at closing at no interest. And we have that ability, and I've used that program on $1 million houses.
It's got a new name, and there are a couple new twists. It's got a new name called Concierge.
Okay,
good. I'm glad you remember.
Well, because I called our marketing department. We've got a great marketing department, and I like the head of it very much. And she understands what my needs are. I need a fancy intro letter with some of our resumes on it that precedes me, because I don't talk about myself very much when I'm visiting somebody about their house, because I'm listening. You know, I wouldn't be in the front door if they didn't know who I was. Google us. But it's called Concierge, and it's going to even have deeper pockets, because what I think is important right now is not only painting, and I just had one client come out of pocket $18,000 to repaint their whole house. I had another client that I just brought the house out on Lindsay, 5621 Lindsay in West Plano. We painted the whole house. We put all new sinks and new hardware in. We painted the garage floors, by the way. I'm painting my garage floors in my listings, because you know how nasty they get. I mean, we've all lived in these houses. Everybody's had an oil leak. So Concierge is the new brand. It's coming out. But call us. We can advance you the money. Up to 3% of the list price is the max, so you can kind of do the math. And there is a cap of $50,000 to it. And let me help you, because I'd rather you exercise that program and have a tip-top shape, as they're going to walk over and find the other house that's in better shape. Number one on my list are first impressions. People want make-ready houses. That's number one on a pre-owned market.
Even landscape, right? Like you were talking about the landscape you're doing. It's the framework to the house.
Oh, my gosh. I'll work with any HOA, but we have people. We have landscapers. This house that we just listed at 16214 Spring Creek in Richardson, a Shattuck-built home, older home. One of the best houses I've ever listed. It has full quarters. It's multi-generational. So that's on the list of what's really important. Multi-generational living is the number one driver in our market right now for pre-owned and new homes. And the yard was terrible. And so we got the bid for them. And guess what? The sign in front of this new listing, I just put it on the market last week. Yard of the month. Because we did the landscaping, and they're so proud of that.
That's great.
You know? And this particular house, and this is another issue.
The next best sign you're going to get in front of that yard?
Is sold.
Sold. You got it.
Yeah, it is. And you know what? We don't even have time to put up sold, because we're so happy it isn't about somebody calling me again. Word of mouth is going to get you to us, probably, because of the service that you talked about. But there's so much involved that I know that you just came in from Austin.
I did.
I know that tonight there's a big dinner. I know that we've got dignitaries for the company in town tonight. I know that your daughter's graduating college next week.
She is.
Tell me what's her degree and where's she going?
So she's I tease when I'm in Austin that she goes to the real UT, the University of Tennessee.
That's a good school, y'all.
It is.
I'm a graduate of UT, but I understand UT.
She's got a degree in biomedical engineering.
Now, seriously, look at the opportunities for girls today.
Yeah.
So tell me.
She's already landed her job. She graduates on the 15th. She starts work on the 25th.
And so biomedical engineering, what do you do with that?
So I can tell you what she's doing with it.
I want to know.
So she's going to work for Boston Scientific. She's working in the cardiorhythmic department. So basically she'll be working with surgeons and the Boston Scientific sales team on pacemakers.
Well, guess what? The number one killer is heart disease.
Yeah.
And we know a lot, y'all. Call us if you just even want to just visit or make a new friend. I mean, look how diverse we are. Look at what our children have done. One of our kids is a director of communications at a major college. Another person in our family is involved in being, in the court system. Another person in our family is sold her company, but her husband just won the big award in Austin for film at the big film festival. So we all have a really good life. My kids all went to Green Hill and private prep school and on to college, and your daughter's going to be, this is like genius stuff. And she's a beautiful girl. She looks like a girly girl. I got her a graduation present that girls would love.
So sweet, thank you.
But tell me about your son, too.
Yeah, junior in high school. He's still in Atlanta with his mom.
Because they haven't moved here yet, because relocating and pulling out a kid who's going to be a senior, I'm seeing more and more of one of the partners staying back to let that kid finish the senior year.
We're blessed we could do it, right?
Yeah, not everybody can. I headed up Relo when I managed those companies, and I wrote a book called The Trailing Spouse. And we would set up rooms where the person that didn't get the transfer had a phone bank, and we set up that they could make calls and they could get interviews. But when Terry and I, years and years ago, we flew to New York with Abby Holiday. She was a candidate opposing us to interview for the Exxon move here. And one of the most interesting things that Terry and I found, and we were in Manhattan with our little coats on going up to the top of some building. The biggest problem, two problems that Exxon had when they were moving here, and we won the account, was they didn't have driver's licenses because everybody drives cabs and nobody wants a car in New York. Because our son lives in Manhattan. His garage is $500 a month. That's crazy. And he's on the subway. And the second issue they had after driver's license were, how could they test their kids for private school? So I got Green Hill to be the testing center for all the people that wanted to go to Jesuit or Hockaday or needed special needs schools. And these were valid issues to get them here. And so Blockbuster had similar problems, too, when we moved them here. And they were coming from Florida, like, where's the water? Well, we don't have any, Or when we also moved Jamba Juice here. Okay. And I went to California for that move, and we spoke. So if you need someone, call Coldwell Banker, talk to Masood. He can put together a team for you. I might not be the expert in what you need for that team, but we've got specialty agents all over that have really big backgrounds that come from different areas. We've got engineers, we've got lawyers, we've got CPAs. They're all realtors. I've got a master of real estate theory, but I also did a program. I was a Merrill Lynch scholar and did a year program that they paid for at Harvard. It was the leading edge of dimensional psychological management profiling. Wow. And it was the early test of, it wasn't personality test. It was what's driving that person? Why are they so dominantly hostile? And it helped me understand
different motivations and how
to talk to people, because I'm dominantly warm, so are you. We never get into that fighting mode. But then we have some clients. No, you don't.
Almost never.
Never. Not with me.
No, of course not.
But, I said to my husband the other day, part of the magic of why we've been married so long is we never fight. He looked at me like I was nuts. What do you mean? I don't remember ever fighting with you about anything. He said, just every day. I think we discuss, But we have a big wealth of different talent in our company.
We do.
And it's not an ego of what I've done, because I've done it. I like it. I've had a great time. I can be packed in a minute, got a passport, let's go. Terry will say, okay, we're leaving. Fine. I'm ready. I can go without clothes. I know how to shop. But if you're needing help, I'm saying, call this man. He's been all over the world. Give him your name and phone number again.
Yeah, it's Masood Atala, and my phone number is 508-958-7076.
And if he can't answer, call me. I'll find him.
Absolutely.
And if I can't be found, we've got Frank, who's been with the company. How many years? How long has Frank Albringer's been with our company?
35 years, something like that.
And
Yeah.
he's here. He called me this morning, and he's great on AI if you want to just have some fun pictures. I love him. I don't need him too much for real estate, but his wife is a realtor, and we're jointly working on a huge house in Dallas on the golf course as partners. And it's just been a blessing for me. So you've got Frank. You've got another person in Chicago.
Yeah, we've got leaders all over DFW Metro, right?
We do. We have global luxury offices that.
Two of them.
And we've got regular offices. I'm in a regular office. I'm the global luxury agent in a regular office that's having a great time with my paper clips.
Yeah, and that doesn't preclude you from doing, global luxury business. It's just,
it's a national designation with 30,000 agents of us worldwide. It's based on production. It's based on knowledge. It's based on credentials.
Yep, exactly.
It's based on years. But you can be a luxury agent at any price point. So, let's end by talking, what is luxury to you?
We said it earlier, right? Luxury is a service.
That's right.
And I think it could be at any price point.
That's right. And I treat all of my fancy pants me. I closed 2 houses this week under $500,000. One was for a couple that really had to sell, and the buyers were represented somebody, and it was their first buy, being new to the United States.
That's great.
And it was a real pleasure in being able to do that. Another one was for a rooftop view of a family member that wanted that special townhome just for himself. And he called and he wrote me and he said, I'm part of this family, but can I call you Mom? Because you treated me like a son. So I wrote him back and I said, thank you so much. I've loved helping you, Mom.
That's great.
So we'll end this, but will you come back?
Before we end it, I have to wish you a happy Mother's Day. I know I'm a couple days early. You and all the moms, happy Mother's Day.
Well, thank you so much. This is a big month. Our grandson, he was Cinco de Mayo. Terry's birthday is May 17th. Our son's birthday is May 29th. Thank you for Mother's Day. Happy Father's Day and graduation. Will you come back?
Thank you. I will be back.
Will you come back? Because this
back.
is hard for you, having to talk so much. And
I will be back. I would definitely do it again. Yeah. No. Thank you for having me.
Well, I appreciate you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting me.
You should tell them your number one more time.
972-333-3370. I'll give Terry the phone. You'll like talking to him better. He's a yes, no, get lost kind of person. So with that, have a great weekend, you all, and we'll see you next week. Signing off.